All right. Okay. I gotta confess, I was actually ready to start stream like maybe 2 minutes ago, but come on, like really, we can't be cutting off that OST. Any OST, but not that OST. So I had to let it finish playing, and I'm sure no one in chat probably minded at all that you hear me a couple minutes later in exchange in finishing that beautiful, beautiful piece of work, which is that OST. That's like the Liyue theme. Love it, love it. Love listening to that one. Always get you going, ready, feeling powerful and a part of a mystical world. And release. Just a little bit of yoga for you guys over there. I bet you guys thought my camera froze for a second there, didn't you? But anyways, welcome everyone to 2022. There's a lot of things that are gonna be happening. I see people in chat like, oh, the horror stream. Walrus, you promised us the horror stream. Where's the horror stream? This might be the horror stream. CJ, my friend, welcome back. First channel member of the year. Kudos, my friend. That's 242 at the top of my head. I think. Unless somebody became a member off stream, which absolute chads, by the way. But you know, so much has been going on in just in the past couple of days. Let me check here. Oh no, that's 243. Yeah, there was one person who did become a channel member off stream. But CJ, my friend, welcome back to the channel member club. Tuskang welcomes you. Welcome back into the fold. Thank you, my friend. And of course, amazing time with all of you guys during the 24-hour stream. I can't really recall the last, I would say. Actually, no, it's not like just the hour. My memory towards the last maybe 5 hours of the stream is kind of blotchy, but there are definitely moments where I remember exactly what happened. But there are times when I just forget. And I kind of know, but not really. You guys know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of those. I remember playing League of Legends, but I don't think I remember every bit of it as well as if I would have just played it normally. Yeah, I remember the last bit where we were picking for the Shinhe winner. Like, I swear, I think some of that, like, when I recall it, it feels like some of that was a dream. Because you know how you guys recall dreams and you only recall bits and pieces of it. You never recall the entire dream. You never know the start of your dream, which is really weird. Like, if I'm recalling the stream right now, I can barely remember how it started, what I started with. I know I started at 7, but I don't know how I got to different parts of the stream. It's weird. It's weird. Marcus Bullock says the PUBG was the highlight of my day. Oh, you mean the super people part. The super people part. Yeah, we played some League. Yeah. I do remember that. But I think I only played one game. But yeah, overall, was a great stream. Would I do it again though? We'll see. Maybe like it's a once a year thing. Do it once a year until I'm too old to do it. I feel like in a couple of years, after I retire, I will be able to, which is like another 15 years away. Oh, maybe 13 years now. 13 years, and I'll be retirement age. So I don't know. I don't know how many more years of the 24 hours I could go. I'm literally burning my life points here, my health points. So today, it's gonna be a pretty standard stream, actually. Think of this as just your normal stream. Horror stream, I'm probably going to do it after things settle down a bit. So as now you guys see, we're approaching 2.4. Maybe like the last week or so. last week or so of Zhao's banner. We're gonna be helping our wallet archon Honglei here, trying to capitalize on some Zhao constellations. That's gonna be the last stream of the Zhao banner. So you guys, if you are wanting to see Huang Lei's account and just see how lucky or unlucky that process is going to be, make sure to tune in for the last week, at the very least, the last stream of Zhao's banner. That's when we're planning on doing it. But yeah, apart from that, I'm gonna be doing the horror stream that same week, most likely. Maybe I'll put up some polls to I probably will put up some polls to have you guys decide exactly which one you want to see. It's gonna be like a maybe I might stretch it to 3 hours if we need that time to complete it, or if you guys are really enjoying it. All right. Only says I'm ready to sacrifice the luck. I mean, I sure hope you're not saying sacrificing Lay 7's luck. Because the man hasn't forgotten. Let's just say the man has not forgotten the atrocity that happened to his. Yeah. So, yep. Today we're going to do some account reviews, and then we'll move into some discussions. I think there's a lot that needs to be said regarding Shenhe and the current meta state of Genshin Impact, right? I think a lot of people are really interested in this kind of stuff. We have to start breaking down what MiHoYo is doing, because I don't think many people are seeing this from a big picture. And I know at this point, it's almost like my job to talk about Genshin, but I don't feel like it's my job. I do analyze this from a bigger picture. I try to connect all the dots. It's great that I invest almost equally in all of the characters, and I'm able to see with a pretty accurate picture that how MiHoYo is planning things out, and it's actually really interesting. I hope you guys, if anything, I hope you guys stay for that discussion, because we need to peel back the layers here a little bit and really show you guys in the future, maybe in the next, I want to say 5 patches or so, where MiHoYo wants Genshin to be at. Of course, this is all just my opinion and speculatory. Please don't say I look at leaks. Who the hell can predict what MiHoYo's doing 5 patches down the line? Like, you're gonna have to be a board member or like a freaking janitor in MiHoYo headquarters to be able to peek into some of the secret meetings that way. But I'm just letting you guys know that it's not as hard as people make it seem to be to realize what's going on. It definitely helps if you have all the characters like at C0. C6 is not a great way to evaluate the game, because let's be quite honest here, MiHoYo hasn't really built all C6 characters the same, really. So C0 is very indicative of a lot of these things, and just reading constellations, and also really pay attention to the fine prints of character weapons, their talents, really see what is MiHoYo doing, and it's so damn interesting. But first, there are 2 account reviews that we have to get through. All right, we have to get through, because we did promise them to have it on the 24-hour stream, but it just, I'm sorry. I mistimed my own schedule. I ran out of time in a 24-hour stream. Imagine that. Imagine that. So the accounts are Troller and Artisius. Oh. One moment. What do I think of Elegy Ganyu? I mean, as a support, it works, right? If you guys look at it, this is the thing. What makes Ganyu so good is that not only can she flex into different roles, she is also able to utilize the weapons of also able to utilize the weapons in different roles to facilitate the main carry. Although Ganyu is not the best user of the Elegy bow, she certainly is a good user.
Moonlight just
if she's
made it
put
rain.
in that position.
What do you think of Elegy Ganyu?
great user of resources in general. I love Ganyu for the flexibility she has, not physically, because I don't know about whether she's physically flexible, but as a character, she's really flexible, and it's a really great investment of my resources. I feel like investing in a Ganyu is essentially feels like I've invested in two different characters. And who doesn't want their investments to feel like they have double the value? If you guys know what I mean. A lot of the time, the argument against Ganyu is that she's boring, but like I've always said, I'm not denying that I was actually one of the first ones to come out and say that she's boring. Really, I made a video talking about why I don't play Ganyu. It's literally on my channel. It's been like I want to say half a year now since that video came out, and I understand. I understand she's not the most fun to play as a main character, but understand her flexibility allows you to take her into different aspects of the game, allows you to use different tools provided in the game to bring her essentially to elevate her even further in those positions. So if you do have elegy and you play Ganyu support, use it. But if you play main DPS Ganyu and you want to use an elegy bow, probably not a good idea. Free-to-play bows are plentiful, and they can give her a lot of power, just like that. All right? So understand, no problem to use Ganyu outside of a main DPS with, proper supporting tools, even better. Now, let's jump into the game. Because here is the account that we were not able to reach. Oh, there you go. We are now at this point 43 channel members above my initial goal. I'm gonna keep it at 200 for now. I'm just gonna keep it at 200. Let's see how much further we can break this before I change it. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's take a look at the characters. Chat. Let's get chat situated over here, a little more distant away from me, but nonetheless very comfortable. All right. So take a look at the characters. Okay. Oh, they have the Hu Tao Zhongli Albedo team. You can run that team. Apart from that, Raiden. Here's the thing, right? Yes, there are teams that you can throw Raiden into that are not Eula teams. I'm not denying that, but you're really missing out a little bit, just a bit, by not having Eula. These two together, they feel really good. They complete each other essentially. But I'm not gonna stress on that. You don't have her, you don't have her. It's not a big deal. No Kaching. Unlucky. But as you guys can see, this account, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but what do you guys think is happening with this account? Come on. There's one thing that I've realized with this account that I'm just gonna go off on a limb and guess that this person might be struggling for one particular reason. Let's see if chat can get it. Okay. I'm gonna give the answer here, and I think some people were on the right track. I honestly feel like this particular account is. Oh my goodness, my cats. One moment, a little longer for chat. I'm gonna go check on my cats. They knocked something over. False alarm. False alarm. They knocked something over. Let's see if anybody got it. Just Poe got it. All right. Just Poe got it. They're lacking a really solid second DPS for a second team. Now, of course, we are evaluating this based off of challenging the Abyss. Currently, Hu Tao is perfectly capable, even at C0. But right now, the second team is going to be slightly problematic, right? We got characters like Kali and Diluc standing as the best options, with exceptions to a cracked out C6 Ningguang or a cracked out C6 Noel, C6 Beidou, and maybe a Xiangling team running Bennett could work as well. But you know, pieces of puzzles are missing. Don't have Tartaglia. It just starts falling apart. Now, of course, you can do the national team. That works as well. There are teams to be constructed, but you're really like those teams are hyper invested teams, right? So understand that when you look at an account like this from an overview, of course, we're going to go in a little deeper to see each character later and see what potential units they have at their disposal. But really, right now, we're left thinking, which rerun should we be really focusing on here, right? You have Diona? Yes, you do have Diona. Okay, let's jump a little deeper and see who they've invested into. And currently, they are running... Yeah. They're running a Chongyun team. Wait, what is that? What? Something is telling me this man might be built different. Oh, look. I never noticed there was a heart there. Oh my goodness, that is a stacked Chongyun. Let's see what's going on. All right. With the Xiangling, Diona, Sucrose. And this is what I was talking about. Hyper invested. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at the attributes and see what's going on. 5102, great ratio. Is it cryo? Yeah, cryo. So you're using him as a cryo main DPS, but you're running a sword that has physical damage. Ah, this is the one. He has an attack. So this is like an attack speed Chongyun, right? You're stacking attack speed both from the Song of Broken Pines. He has it in his talents. He's C3. Wait, are you here's my question. Are you I'm pretty sure you can clear the abyss with this, but like how many stars though? That's my question. Because I've never really like this is a very off meta build for Chongyun. I don't think so. You are in the process of challenging the abyss. You're at 30 stars. You have 2 more chambers to beat. Like I can see it in the potential, but like how's your what are you running energy regen on Xiangling? No, you're running damage on Xiangling. What's her energy regen? 152. So how are you regenerating energy for her? You're probably only going to be using it and its attack percent, right? Because you're going full damage on these characters. But Xiangling in a team like this to have no Bennett to snapshot, have no additional energy particle generation. How like you see where the problem is, like she is very inefficient in a team like this. While she can still work if you can get her burst up once every 20 years, but it's not fluid, right? The team isn't fluid. I think the best aspects of this team would be these two together. Of course, you also have Anemo to facilitate, right? If you put Xiangling out of this team, can you take Raiden in here though? Let me think. Put Raiden in here. Yeah, but it's not that worth. It's like a 40 energy cost for Raiden. Uh, but I think it's better. No, it's not better because you're a cryo carry. You're a cryo carry. Superconduct isn't worth anything. Melt is going to do more. And I don't think you have much downtime with Chongyun. So theoretically, listen, chat, I'm also trying to go along this theoretically, but I'm just finding it a little more difficult to see the potential in how this works. If we switch out Diona for Bennett, I think immediately you get a little more out of this team. Switch Diona for Bennett, and maybe switch out Sucrose for Raiden, and this team could actually... So Xiangling gets into the support position, Raiden here with Bennett, then Xiangling can have enough energy. Yes, let's go with that. So a better version, I would say personally, all right, I'm not saying take this as gospel. I'd say Raiden as your support DPS, throw in Bennett as a third and Xiangling as the fourth. A team like this would be strong. You do lose out on the cryo resonance, but let's be quite honest here. The other team, I feel like, just had too much clashing of interests, if that makes sense. A lot of things in that particular team, they wanted to stretch out their arms and really use their full potential, but they're not able to. Well, this team's having Chongyun as the lead really... I don't know how well this is going to perform, but in theory, his burst will be up really quickly. Of course, Bennett with Raiden to make sure Xiangling gets her burst up as often as possible. I don't know if you've tried this team, but I do feel like this is going to be a good team, especially look at your Xiangling, right? This is one of the reasons why I think this is going to be a better version of this team. Look at your Xiangling, 152% energy recharge. You're really going to need Raiden's help to make sure Xiangling's burst along with Bennett's burst are in sync with each other. Bennett is okay to wait a little longer to get a better timed burst, whereas Xiangling just wants her burst up as often as you can get it. And with Raiden, with Bennett, this is probably as fast as you're going to get her burst up. All right? And realistically speaking, running energy regen sands on Xiangling is not a bad idea, simply because application for her and consistency, right? Low downtime is going to be more important than hitting one really strong burst. Imagine if you can hit a burst twice in the span that right now you're currently able to do, then that's double the damage in that time window, right? As opposed to hitting it only once in that window. But damn, that's a really good Sans. That's a really good Sans. I wish I could have that Sans. But yeah, if you ever do get your hands on another Pyro Sans with energy regen with decent subsets, it's worth it to consider the change just to get that. You'll know when you build it. All right, that's all I'm going to say. You'll know when you build it. You can take my word for it. I wouldn't say it's a priority to go dump like 5,000 resin to go get that energy percentage sands. But if you ever do, give it a try. It's pretty worthwhile. Overall, it is going to be a damage increase for DPS as opposed to like, oh, look at how much damage she does per Pyronado. But you have to understand, given a certain damage period window, it's better. All right, so... with Chongyun, artifact. 4-piece glad. Wait a minute. Isn't Chongyun able to run like a budget Ayaka? Right, chat? Chongyun in theory can run like a budget Ayaka, right? Does Chongyun work with Xingqiu? I'm sure they do, right? I'm sure there's a synergy in there. Chongyun, Xingqiu, Diona, and Sucrose, maybe? Yeah, and then he can run Blizzard, but like that's a whole different thing. It's fine. I think your talents are 9, 6, 11. What's his downtime on his elemental skill? What's the downtime? It's a 5-second downtime. That's perfect. You have Raiden Shogun facilitating with their burst, and it's gonna overlap a little bit, but it's fine. So yeah, overall, I think this is gonna be a solo team. Raiden can really take advantage of that 5-second downtime to recharge everybody on the team, and your burst just cycles through again. I think this is going to be a fun team to actually try. This is an experimental team in a way, but it builds off of the fundamentals of National. Yeah. So that's going to be the first team. Let's take a look at your Raiden Shogun and see how you have her built. I saw the catch just now. 44, 153, 231. You're missing, you're missing that energy regen sands, my friend, aren't you? Where is the sands? This one, right? Yeah, you're missing the energy regen sands. Energy regen sands, people. Listen, Raiden needs that energy regen sands. I cannot stress this enough. Think of her like Hu Tao. Hu Tao needs HP on her sands, not attack. Raiden needs energy recharge. You need to get energy recharge as close as you can get to 300%. Between 280 and 300 is the acceptable energy recharge percentage. And if you change this to energy recharge, you would have enough. Let's take a look if you have any energy recharge sands. See, 51%, right? Let's take a look at what 51% will do. Bam, straight to 282. Wait, did you have energy recharge on there? No, you didn't. So get an energy. This is priority. Listen. So far, this is priority. Go back into this domain. Get your energy recharge sands for Raiden Shogun. All right. 280 is where you want to be at to be comfortable. You want to be at 280 to be comfortable. 300 is pushing it. You're going to get diminishing returns past 300. 280 to 300. That's what the sweet spot you want to be at. For people who are wondering, like Marcus Bullock is saying, want to go check, just make sure this is between 280 and 300 and you'll be fine. Oh, you're running 5? Oh, I didn't even know. Wait. All right, temporarily, we're just going to switch this over. All right, temporarily. So it would, in theory, it would look something like this. Like this. So of course you want some crit rate. You want some crit rate on here, and you're running a crit damage headpiece. This ratio isn't looking too hot now. It's like a 3 times different ratio. So ideally, maybe change this to a crit rate head, but then the ratio would be a lot better. You'll be a lot more comfortable. You're not going to be hitting as high, but you're going to be hitting for more consistent damage. It depends on what you want your Raiden to do, but this ratio is certainly better, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So, just letting you guys know. All right? Just letting you guys know. 280 is going to be pretty worth it. 300 is pushing it. Don't need to go 300. Just aim for 280. You guys will be fine. I'm going to switch it back for you, but if you want to run this and just to give it a try, feel free to do so. That's the one. All right? Good. That was an off piece. So literally just find an energy recharge sand, slap it on her. That's good. Trust. You'll be fine. Bennett... actually, for Bennett, I just want to make sure you're not running attack percentage on anything, and we're fine. HP, very smart. Energy recharge, very smart. Crit rate, good. If you need more healing, you can always, like, you don't need crit rate on Bennett. At this point, like, you're running HP, cup, energy recharge sands. You're not going to be hitting for much. So crit rate is really not necessary here. If you have healing bonus, you can really pimp out with healing bonus. Yeah, you can slap this on him like nobody's using it. Healing bonus could really get you And you want to look for HP substats, healing bonus, and whatnot. Or energy recharge, HP, they're all really good. Crit rate isn't that big of a stat anymore, to be quite honest with you. You're running 2-piece Thundering Fury. Wait, why don't you just run 4-piece Thundering Fury? If you guys don't know, 4-piece Thundering Fury has an effect. Increased damage caused by overload, but that's not the one that we care about. It's right here. Triggering such effects decreases elemental skill by 1 second. Can only occur once every 0.8 seconds. This is like, this used to be a cheese strat people use for the Electro Abyss Herald, right? Yeah, the Electro Abyss Herald. And it's actually a good way to generate a huge amount of pyro particles. So if you ever do end up running like Xiangling and you don't have Raiden, this is one way to do it. If you also run, eventually, let me say, Walrus is going to be saying this right now, that triple pyro teams, like right now we have triple Geo, we're gonna get triple cryo. Just trust me, all right? Just trust me. We're gonna get triple cryo with Kokomi and Ayaka Ganyu Shenhe. Eventually, we're gonna end up getting triple pyro. We're gonna get triple Anemo. Actually, triple Anemo already exists. It's kind of like a forced team because Zhao demands it. But it's gonna be better in the future when miHoYo decides to flesh it out, right? We got triple Giro, Pyro. We're gonna have triple Hydro eventually. miHoYo's gonna find a way, I swear. They're gonna find a way for us to forget about how crap double like the Hydro resonance is, and they're gonna somehow get us to do triple Hydro. Triple Dendro is gonna be, without a doubt, it's gonna be a new element, and it's gonna have such a great infrastructure that's just put in place from the get-go, right? Triple Electro, listen, Yai Miko, Raiden Shogun, Sarah with maybe Bennett. Yeah. Hey, listen, chat. I hope I'm not the one like inhaling an unhealthy amount of copium here in thinking that Yai Miko could be the Electro DPS that we all hoped and dreamed of in a triple Electro team with a Raiden. Because listen, people, Raiden currently is lacking in usability with a big number of teams, and what a waste it would be if she can't work with Yai Miko very well, right? So fingers crossed for triple Electro, for 2.5 to have some Electro changes. Very copium, very copium. I get it. All right, but just a little teaser there for you guys. Let's take a look at your Xiangling. I think we did look at it earlier. 6100, 152. You're really invested into the attack sands. That's fine. These two should be able to facilitate. All right, let's take a look at your Hu Tao. What constellations was there? C6, perfect. C0, that's fine. C4, very smart. Okay, Hu Tao is C0. 76, 186, great ratio. Love to see it. Got that pyro damage cup going. HP is sitting at 21.6. What weapon are you using? Black Cliff Pole. It's okay. Categorized as a free-to-play weapon. Also running the Shimenawa set. Now, I've said this before. I mean, I guess it really depends on what team she's in, but I've said this before. This is fine. I would argue that it's not her best set, but it's close enough that it doesn't warrant, like, it's not worth it to refarm an entire Crimson Witch set to replace this, as the resource put in to invest a new artifact set just isn't going to be worth it. And I understand you had Raiden Shogun, so you probably went pretty hard on the Emblem of Severed Fate domain, and of course, who can blame you? That domain has insanely high value. Unlike the current domain with the Husk of Opulent Dreams, unless you have Kokomi or you're like an avid Chi-Chi player, you're really not going to find very good use for the Clam set, right? But Shimenawa and Emblem of Severed Fate, this domain probably has one of the higher, how should I say this? Returns in investment. And in this case, investment is, of course, your resin. So, it's fine. Probably should just stick with this. And I can see you had some, oh, this is a really good one. Look at that. Double crit damage. Is that a triple crit rate? And you even got an HP roll in there for your Hu Tao. Okay. No, I'm wrapping my head around it because I understand how that if you play her with Xingqiu, she wait a minute. Xingqiu is the one proccing. So like yeah, there is some usage, but like I can't see the value here. I just let's take a look at here. It's a 38.7% overall damage increase for Vaporize and Melt, which for her it would be Vaporize with Xingqiu. She would be able to capitalize on it because Xingqiu is the one causing the vape with his burst skill, right? She applies the pyro, Xingqiu vapes. Uh I don't think it's worth running over HP for her. I don't think it's worth it. I'm pretty sure HP overall is still going to be better. Is Hu Tao vaping or Xingqiu? Isn't Xingqiu vaping? Hu Tao applies the pyro with her auto attacks. Xingqiu's burst vapes. Oh, if that's the case, if Hu Tao vapes, yeah. Yeah, if Hu Tao vapes, this is not working. If Hu Tao vapes, this is not working. I always thought Xingqiu was one doing the vape. But if Hu Tao is the one doing the if Hu Tao is the one doing the vape, then this essentially becomes kind of bad because elemental mastery is the one, it's calculated based on the one then you would want Xingqiu to have a lot of elemental mastery, right? So yeah, just probably run the HP. HP is gonna be able to get you all the way up to close to 30k. I would say going wait here, isn't EM applied on the one who EM works on the one who is applying the element, no? Wait, maybe I have gotten it confused this entire time. Maybe I have gotten it confused this entire time. Maybe I have it. Maybe I had it reversed this entire time. So, for example, in theory, right? Let's say because I've only been using it with, I've only been running EM on Anemo characters. I've never ran EM on any other characters, but for Anemo characters, they are the ones who apply the base element. It doesn't matter what element gets swirled with it because they are the one who apply the base element of Anemo. That's why elemental mastery works on them. So I've always applied that logic to other aspects. So for example, in this case, Xingqiu is the one who would then apply the hydro, whereas Hu Tao would be the one to proc the vapor. Like if Hu Tao, like, so now we say Hu Tao is the one proccing the vaporize, so Xingqiu is the one applying that base element, just like how Anemo Kazuha was applying that base element. That's why you build EM on him, and as he is the base, it doesn't matter what else comes in, it's all swirl, and he can use his elemental mastery to get that bonus damage. Oh, that's right. No, this is the thing. When I say Anemo as base, I'm talking you send out Venti's burst. You send out Kazuha's burst. They're on field, and now you just need to apply the element. Because this is the thing. When you throw them out, I usually like if you have Hilichurls like in a neutral elemental state, right? You throw Kazuha's burst out. You then get to choose what element you want to throw in. If I have Hu Tao and I have Kazuha, let's for example, you throw Kazuha's burst. Now it's a neutral environment. Then you add Pyro in. Now it's a Pyro Anemo burst. Am I been playing this wrong? Yeah, of course, you can throw the element in first, apply it on the enemy, then use Kazuha's burst. But I just feel like I'm gonna mess that up. But in theory, I always, for me at least, if you go look at my video, I've always thrown out Venti's burst, followed by the element that I want, or throw Kazuha's burst, followed by the element that I want. Because I always apply their Nemo first, and then I apply the element into it. While I knew that you could do it first, and then you can swirl it. I don't know. Then I've gotten this whole thing mixed up. Then I've always thought apply the base element, and then you throw in the second element. I guess I'm not saying apply Anemo first. I'm just saying I use all my Anemo skills first. Same with Sucrose. You throw out her burst first, and then you apply the element. No? I mean, yeah, if there's an element on field, let's say a Pyro Slime, you're swirling Pyro. There's no getting around swirling Pyro if there's a Pyro Slime, or you applied Pyro on the enemy. Right? But I'm talking about the sequence of order here. And I think I've been always confused as to how... So, okay, we're overcomplicating this. Now, of course, EM works on Kazuha, let's say on Venti, on Sucrose, because they are the source of swirl, right? They are the source of that damage swirl. That's why Elemental Mastery works for them. But for characters like Hu Tao, Xingqiu just now, we look at the EM sands for Hu Tao. It's because Hu Tao is the one doing the EM. That's why, in theory, like she's the one who procs. That's why I wanted to make sure, is it Xingqiu that procs or Hu Tao that procs? If it's Xingqiu, then you see now it's the reverse. So whoever does the procking of the reaction is the one that should be running EM sense. Just in the case of Anemo, they are always the ones doing the swirl because the other characters are incapable of doing it. Right? I think that is a great way to wrap up this segment. Okay, so, but in theory, even if you're trying to capitalize on that 38%, if we're just talking about the raw utility of it, I think HP just has more value. I'm not gonna be able to tell you exactly like the exact number as to what's better. Let's say if you were to have a Elemental Mastery Spear and you have a full Elemental Mastery build on Hu Tao, is it going to out DPS HP? I think there is a chance that it would, but what the trade-off in return is that she would have literally no health. You're probably gonna, at half health, you're probably gonna be like 6,000. Yeah, so like I think EM could in theory have more damage, but it's impractical due to the it's impractical due to the risk it would run, and a lot of scaling would be lost as well. For example, your burst skill. Like you wouldn't be healing much from this. Your below half HP is essentially your talents go to waste as well. Like you're basically throwing the character's kit out the window here, right? My Koi M says New Year and the world's already got amnesia. I don't have amnesia. I was just flat out wrong. I was just flat out wrong, dude. I've been thinking about this wrong the whole time, dude. How did I survive this long without knowing how that worked? And this is why I don't have any EM teams. This is why. So I've never built proper EM teams, even weird, wacky ones. Never really built them. Hu Tao with EM, you have to go full throttle. You're throwing out everything out the door. I don't think it's an optimal way to play her. It's definitely gonna be a more like high spec way of playing her. Right? Like you're like, it's a high scaling cap build that you really have to capitalize on every instance of damage, and you're giving up everything else. You're giving up your defensive ability, which is like having a high HP pool. You're giving up your burst healing, and of course you're bleeding a lot of damage from her HP scaling. Yeah, you see, attack increased by 5.66% of max HP. You're giving up a lot of that, and I don't think it's worth it. Thank goodness HP Sands probably comes by very often. Oh wow, would you look at that. HP Sands sitting just on poor old Diona here. Probably just, oh no, yeah, probably should just switch that over, and it's gonna be all fine. Crit rate here, it's fine. Ratio here is really good though, like I was saying. So overall, it's fine. I would really love to see pump that. Like, out of curiosity, how much HP is the difference we're talking about? 46%. Let's take a look at HP. Yeah, 30k, right? So that's the one we're talking about. Getting close to 30k. If not getting to 30k, it's going to be really comfortable. Half HP is 15k. Still like around max HP of a Ganyu or something like that. So very comfortable. Throw a Zhongli in there, and it's just less risk. Your elemental skill is still going to burn your HP. You're going to be at like 8,000 HP in no time. All right? So that's going to be that with Hu Tao. That really threw me in for a loop. Like my whole reality started shattering and breaking apart. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I mean, thank goodness I don't make guide content anymore, right? Now, here's the thing though. Wait. Is this your Hu Tao team? Are you running Albedo, Zhongli, Xingqiu with Hu Tao? You are! You are? Okay. Chat. I'm starting to see it now. But even then, this team, chat, listen. This team is currently one of the best Hu Tao teams available. One of. It's a really solid team, and I don't see enough people talking about it. It has good usage in Abyss. It has awesome coverage, and what I was looking for just now was looking at that crystallized shield absorption. All right. Does this justify it? Let me take a look. What if you throw on the HP Sands? What is it then? Yep, you lose out on a lot. But here's the thing, right? You have Zhongli in this team. You have Zhongli in this team. So do you really need that EM for crystallized? And here's another problem. Shields don't stack. Crystallized shields do not stack with Zhongli's shield. They just both take the same amount of damage together. I feel like if you're doing it for crystallized, it's very redundant since you have Zhongli on the team. And if you're really trying to push for that extra damage with Xingqiu, as opposed to pushing for that 38% vape, extra vape damage, why not just build HP and get a better scaling for her, you know? Because in this team, I'm sure you're not going to be dying regardless with EM or with HP because you have Zhongli. Right? No, Swipe is asking, what are you talking about EM on Hu Tao for crystallites? But no, what I'm saying is, if he's running this particular team, as you see, EM yields more than just damage for Vaporize. It's both. It's also, right? It stacks. So he's getting multiple effects from running Elemental Mass. I'm just trying to see, if he is trying to justify running EM, because not only does he get the additional Vaporize damage, he also gets the additional crystallized absorption power for shields, right? So if that is his thought process, I'm telling him it's not worth it. And he shouldn't be doing that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you guys, hey, run EM because this is worth it. This is what I'm saying. It's not worth it. So Sanzu River, right? Sanzu River is saying the thing about EM on Amplifier.
Sanzu River just made
it's gonna read it.
The thing about M on amplifying reactions is you rather have your teammate provide the buff than build on artifacts. You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So, because reactions takes two, right? That's what Sanzu River is saying. Reactions takes two people to do. So rather have the supporting character be running the elemental mastery rather than having your main character running it, because you can always get all this effect. Let's say if Xingqiu ran. No, not Xingqiu. If Albedo ran, you can get this. If Xingqiu ran, you can get this. No, you can't, because this is Vaporize and Melt is... This is why EM is confusing, right? While Crystallize... Wait. You see, now this is what I don't get. If somebody can explain this, because Vaporize and Melt, only the person who procs Vaporize and Melt can have this applied, so that's why they have to run Elemental Mastery. So who is the one procking Crystallize? It would be Hu Tao, right? Because she's the one applying Pyro to the Geo. That's why, for example, you run it on Hu Tao. If you run it, let's say, on Albedo, you won't get this buff because Albedo is only applying the base, and Hu Tao is the one who's procking Crystallize. Right? You see, this is where this gets crazy confusing. Because in theory, yes, of course, you would want to run it on your supporting cast and not on your main character. But then that's only in the case that your supporting cast is the one proccing the element. Not proccing the element, but like in charge of the reaction. That's why Anemo characters are so damn good with Elemental Mastery, because sure, they're not the first one to apply. Swirl is the one that activates Swirl. Right. I mean, Anemo is the one that activates all swirl reactions. So does that mean it's the same that Geo is the one that activates all crystallized reactions? Yeah, so that if Geo characters still proc it, if you want to get both of these effects, yeah, then everything just falls apart. Then you would have to have Albedo run this on EM, and then you're going to have Hu Tao run EM here. So you see, this is where EM falls apart. This is where EM completely falls apart, where that you're not even getting this second half at all. It just doesn't work. This just doesn't work. You're only going for that 38.7%. Where is it? You're only going for that 38.7%, right? For your Vaporize damage. So that's just... Overall, it's not worth it. Victor Liao says the second element applied is the one that makes use of the EM. But in Geo's case, isn't Geo the first one that gets applied? Because you drop Albedo's. Oh no, I understand now. Because after your damage goes in, then the Geo happens, right? Is that... I see. And it's the same with Zhongli's Pillar, right? It's because the enemy has Pyro, let's say, applied on them, Geo then applies the Geo to it. That's why Geo knows which shield to give you back, which elemental crystal to drop. It's because they reacted with Pyro. That's why they dropped the Pyro crystals. Cryo, then they dropped the Cryo crystals. Yes, so Geo is also the second element. So in that regards, Geo and Nemo, they're the same thing. I feel like we're somehow in a like a lecture talking about Elemental Master here, with me just bouncing ideas off of chat. So in essence here, if you're going for like this team, Hu Tao is still an on-hit character, right? She's an on-hit character. There's no one else capable on this entire team to be an on-hit unit. I can see the value in EM if you full stack EM and just use her as a burst support. Like, but I don't see the value here if you're just gonna continue using her as an on-hit character. Xingqiu cannot on-hit, Zhongli cannot, Albedo cannot. And the healing that you're really relying on Hu Tao's burst along with Xingqiu's elemental skill. Because I played this team. I know this team. You're heavily reliant on Hu Tao's burst healing along with Xingqiu's elemental skill. And it keeps you like above 50 and then you can go below 50. It keeps you at that mark very consistently. So, I'm not saying EM is completely unusable. There is a situation to use EM, but this is not the situation for it. Right? So, yeah, definitely I would suggest if you're running this team, still run HP. Oh, what? Yunjin trailer just dropped?
Lay 7 just made it rain. YUNJIN YUNJIN.
Okay. Okay. Let's go take a look. I see it. Oh, it's a full character demo. All right, people. Remember, Yunjin is a Chinese opera singer, so don't be alarmed if you hear something that you're not used to hearing. It's normal. It's very normal.
Sanzu River just made it rain. M is the one major mistake MiHoYo made when making Genshin Impact IMO. That stat caused more problems in game balancing than it helps.
Yeah, and they did the EM buff in 1.6, right? And yeah, of course, Anemo benefits from it because they're always the one activating Swirl, whereas every other element, as you see how confusing it gets based on who is the one doing the proccing. And with how fast the gameplay oftentimes is, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly who gets it. And yeah. Let's go, people. Let's go. This is... I'm hoping they put some Chinese opera in here, but I feel like most people are not going to be able to appreciate.
Sanzu River just made it rain. Watch out for your eardrums, guys.
Let's go.
My name is Yunjin. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you, and I'd be honored to have you attend a performance sometime. The Yunhan Opera Troupe has been under my leadership for quite some time now. Life mirrors opera, just as opera reflects life. It's what I truly love, and it's what I will be pursuing for the rest of my life. Many of Liyue's legends are centered around stories of gods and the Adepti, so most operas focus on the supernatural too. But in this age of humanity, I would rather like to tell stories about ordinary people. I began my training in the art of the spear, hoping to enhance my performance in stage combat. I stuck with it, hoping to master the techniques of self-defense. I believe I've grasped the basics now. I dare say you'd better be careful when we're sparring together in the future. And step! Flex up! Observe! Strike is one!
Okay, so they threw it up. I mean, they threw it in the end there. Now,
So most operas...
this is a thing with 4-star. This is a thing with 4-star character demos, right? They don't have much graphics to them. Like they don't have the cool, weird camera angles that does a lot. And then I think it just doesn't have that punch. A lot of the times they use like real world scenes. I'm gonna throw chat back on screen here. A lot of times they throw real world overworld scenes with them just interacting with the overworld. And I know the 5-star characters also have that, but they just choose more interesting ways to portray the 5-star characters. So this character overall, I feel like she's gonna be the most unique character we have ever seen. And why do I say that? It's because it's gonna be because of her voice lines. I don't know if we're gonna be able to hear it Let's hear that last bit again. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I loved every part. Like every time I watch Peking Opera, I just enjoy every part of it. It feels so mystical. Now, here's my question. Why is she performing out in like on a balcony? Is that the theater stage? Is there no like okay, listen, chat. Call me crazy, but I was hoping that they were going to open up a new building where there's like a beautifully decorated stage where Yunjin usually performs. I didn't think it was just going to be on a balcony somewhere. I
Lay 7 just made it rain. Yunjin will be Yoimiya best support by far. It's a huge Yoimiya buff, so if you're a Yoimiya lover like myself, grab Yunjin cause it's gonna be so good.
I love how Lay 7 said that in one breath with no punctuations whatsoever, and it made this lady sound like she was about to drop a mixtape. But I don't know the details as to Yunjin team pairings. I would imagine going forward, all characters that come out serve a purpose. miHoYo is now releasing characters with more purpose. One moment. If you guys are hearing a weird sound, I'm gonna mute that. Okay, that's my messenger. But miHoYo's releasing characters with much more purpose now. They're not doing it simply because, like, hey, look at this character, and because back then the characters released had very little that they could pair with. It's always just Bennett, right? It's always Xingqiu, and I mean Xingqiu till this day is still the same. But as you see with these new characters, they don't really pair very well with some of the old characters, but rather the new characters. Sanzu River is a lot better than the live stream. I feel like live stream people got like a huge shock. I swear people probably thought half of them thought their computers had a virus or something, and they were freaking out. And it wasn't like until later they realized, oh, it's from the live stream.
Sanzu River just made it rain. This time it's a lot better than the live stream. There are context given first, and not just surprise you with the weird tone of Chintz opera.
Exactly. I think most people just got caught off guard and they were like, wait, what WTF is going on? Like, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Like, I even got caught off guard, but I knew immediately what it was. From the second I heard it, I knew what it was. But like, a lot of people in chat were just losing their minds. Farad's Gifari is asking, do you think Dragonbane gonna be useful for Yunjin? I don't know, man. Like, seriously. Increased damage against opponent affected by Hydro or Pyro. Here's the thing, right? Going off of what Mr. Lay 7 was saying, and then seeing why miHoYo has never made a character use a weapon, even in their demos, without them actually requiring it, right? So, my theory is that if what Mr. Lay 7 said is going to turn out to be a new meta shift for, or like a new buff for Yoimiya, I think this is going to be a good way to maybe utilize her burst skill. I don't know, because that's the scenario, right? This is an elemental mastery spear. Oh! Oh! Wait, this is so big brain by miHoYo. If this is true, that is so freaking big brain by miHoYo. That is giga brain. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. I'm either A about to make a huge embarrassment out of myself, or B, I just figured out another one of MiHoYo's game plan. All right? So get this. In Yoimiya's teams right now, Zhongli is a very preferred character. You almost be like, you have to have Zhongli if you want Yoimiya to have a good and comfortable damage dealing environment, right? Now, if you guys haven't noticed, MiHoYo has been actively trying to push Zhongli outside of a lot of meta teams. Like, he just doesn't have places in a lot of teams. Case in point being the with Raiden Shogun. Zhongli has almost no spot on on any Raiden Shogun teams, right? So apart from that, sorry, I have a lot of phlegms today, but apart from that, just generally, you will notice Inazuma characters don't like to be on the same team as Zhongli. And if you guys think that is a sheer coincidence, you would be so wrong, because MiHoYo is making an active effort. You can see it in making sure Zhongli just has no spot in any of these new meta teams. And I was about to say, while Yoimiya is one of the few Inazuma characters who really prefers Zhongli on her team, and this is speculation, if what Mr. Lay 7 said is true, and you do get Yunjin with the Dragon's Bane proccing through Yoimiya's Hydro application passively, right? Then Yoimiya doesn't need Zhongli either anymore. Yes, Ito. That's why Ito is a character design that could use Zhongli, but he doesn't need Zhongli, right? Understand this. Ito's most heavy DPS. All right, listen. Do you think Zhongli's shield is better for Ito or Albedo's elemental skill for damage? For damage. Ito has increased resistances through Goro. If you're really pushing for damage, let me tell you the answer. The damage is Ito, Albedo, Goro. Maybe with Bennett. If you have invested enough into Goro and Albedo, Zhongli also doesn't even need to be in that team. I'm telling you guys straight up right now. Shielding is not as important for Ito, because if you have invested heavily into Goro, you have increased resistances. And it's actually not that bad to not have Zhongli. Like, I'm telling you guys, man, Zhongli is an option in Ito's team. He's not a must. Let's just put it like that. Can we all agree on that? Zhongli is an option in an Ito Triple Geo team, but he is not a must.
Sanzu River just made it rain. A lot of things are being pushed into a narrower niche. Bennett, Zhongli, Leeway Big 3, Vaporize, Melt AoE meta in general, Anemo grouping utility, etc.
So, yeah. Absolutely correct. I didn't see it until Mr. Lay 7 pointed it out, and then we also pointed out that the Dragon's Bane was used in the trailer, in the demo, and it all clicks together that MiHoYo is giving players alternative options to Zhongli, and even heavily incentivizing more coverage. Like, they're heavily incentivizing these options through more coverage, right? Let's say a normal crystallized shield isn't worth crap. It's worth nothing compared to Zhongli's shield. But if you give almost like a 100%, maybe more, probably 120% shield power absorption to your crystallized shields through Yunjin with Yoimiya, that suddenly makes these crystallized shields a lot more durable. Probably still a far cry from what you can do with Zhongli, but have you guys noticed MiHoYo is still not incentivizing defensive gameplay? MiHoYo in every turn of the corner incentivizes more damage. Is it a coincidence that frickin' Shinhe is coming out with a Nemo resistance threat? What am I saying? Shinhe is coming out with cryo resistance threat along with cryo damage buffing. Why not cryo resistance for our characters? Why not give her a shield? Why not incentivize into a more defensive playstyle? Because MiHoYo doesn't want that. MiHoYo doesn't want it. MiHoYo want every aspect of the game to be more damage, more damage. Push everything more towards damage. Defense has always been a good option for those who cannot clear the content fast enough and you need to grind it out, right? You got to go through multiple rotations of your abilities and skills and whatnot to get to the end of the content, but you can do it as long as you survive. That's what defensive is for. Defensive is for like the mid-tier players. Okay, that sounds really bad. Not mid-tier players. Like for the players who are not invested into DPS because either it's a resource constraint or primo gems constraint, or you just don't have the characters, don't have the constellations. Like even end game, there are people who are in end game who are like incapable of heavily investing into damage because just they don't have the resources to do so. But let me tell you, at the end, true end game, when it comes to these players at the top, it's all damage. Nobody cares about defense. Zhongli is much more replaceable in these players' eyes than in these players' eyes. Zhongli is very replaceable. In fact, he's been bled out a lot. He's been left out of a lot of teams in recent times compared to these players over here. And we're not going to talk about these players. These players will use everything down here. All right, it's going to be up here, in the middle, down here. These players really value Zhongli because he can facilitate so much, but players down here use everything. Players up here don't value Zhongli as much because all they care about is more damage, and at times the all resistance shred shield just doesn't give them enough comparative to another character they can bring, especially with what miHoYo's doing, bringing in a lot of dedicated support units to facilitate teams, right? And Yunjin, man, if that's true, this is all speculations, of course. If this is true, just watch. Like, Yoimiya teams are also not going to have a place for Zhongli anymore. If that is true. Insane. Great job, miHoYo. Slowly phasing out our Mega Chat. Mega Chat, man. Zhongli is still really good. Exactly. Don't let this get it wrong. Just because miHoYo's giving you other options doesn't mean the OG isn't an option anymore. They're giving you more options for offensive capabilities, but you're still gonna have to heavily build into these characters, get their constellations, and each one could be running you like tens of thousands of primo gems, right? So who are these characters really for? The whales, right? The people who are dropping hard cash every single patch to get these characters, build them up, just to get that extra like 15-20% damage. Sweet Baby Alaska is saying, I don't like how niche some supports are. That's the thing, right? They're making them niche. Why? Because they know the whales would still pay for them. First and foremost, they know the whales will still pay for them because the power is there. Wait, really, Sanzu? Really?
Sanzu River just made it rain. BTW, if you react to the video I just sent you in Discord, I'll do another last-minute Ito giveaway for a lucky winner.
Hey. Chat. Oh, chat. What do you say, chat? You guys want an Ito? Do you lucky people? We have 2 days, 9 hours left. Do you guys want another Ito? You guys don't want an Ito, right? You guys don't want an Ito. I don't think chat wants an Ito, people. Chat doesn't want Ito.
Peas Queek 2 just made it rain. Dedicated supports and even DPS will be the way forward. It has to happen to give us reasons to keep pulling. We're only on the 3rd region, and they have to keep making characters.
PS Squeak 2, you absolutely got it right on the head right there. miHoYo needs to keep making money, and how are they going to keep making money? Shift the meta and chat. Okay. This is perfect because the people who are watching right now are here for the content, right? There was no giveaway announced today. There is now. All right, let's take a look at the video. Actually, though, what did Sanzu River send me? Is this some Nekopi. I discovered a new Kaching buff. That's actually interesting. Let's take a look. Alright, let's take a look. I hope this is not a meme video because, Sanzu, if this is a meme video, you're just playing with all the Kaching mains hearts at this point. Let's see what kind of buff is happening with Kaching. Let's see what's going on. So you guys don't know, Nekopi is the wife, I believe. I think she is the wife of Atsu. Not the girlfriend, but actual wife. So Atsu, which is Asian guy Genshin. Alright, so let's see. Let's see what is this Kaching buff.
So I'm thinking of doing some exploring today. I thought that was a good idea. Where are you going? Come back!
No! I actually thought it was a buff.
What? Oh my goodness! Did you know Kaching can teleport this far away? Because I surely didn't know that. Where? Can I move? Can What? I can't even control it. Am I in a infinite loop of Kaching teleporting between these two plans?
It's gonna happen again, isn't it?
No. No way. No.
Bro, Sanzu, you're just torturing us at this point.
Kaching hidden talent, guys. Bet you guys didn't know this Kaching had this hidden talent.
You know,
y'all be slandering Kaching. Little did you know. She can teleport across islands.
I honestly
stop that.
hope onto
We need to stop that.
a glimmer of hope every day before I go to bed, hoping that eventually Mihoyo's gonna...
What are you doing, Kaching? Dude! I wanna do my commission! Why?
The challenge failed is really the icing on the cake, isn't it? The challenge failed.
Do my commission!
That's a final slap. Hey, you were busy doing something? Not anymore. Bro. I don't know why I came in thinking this was gonna be like an actual Kaching buff. I don't know why. I don't know why I actually thought that was gonna be a thing. Well, I did it. Now that we're over the whole like EM debacle and we watched the Yunjin trailer and we actually had our minds potentially blown. Here's the thing. This account overall, I think it's like it has some solid teams and with some artifact stats being moved around and attempting a couple new teams like the one we did with the Chongyun Raiden Benish Yangling team. And the good thing is that that team has no conflict. with this team whatsoever. Like, it doesn't utilize any units, right? So this is gonna be the way forward. I think eventually replacing Chong Yun with Eula is gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Sanzu River just made it rain. Actual Kaching buff probably won't happen till Yae Miko, but probably not much.
The thing is, even with Yae Miko coming out, how is MiHoYo going to buff Kaching? Are they going to release a new Electro domain? Are they going to release Yae Miko with her dedicated artifact set, and that artifact set just happens to really benefit Electro Kaching and maybe elevate her to, like, I don't know, A tier or something like that? Is MiHoYo really that generous? Does Kaching have a place in any Yae Miko teams? Is Yae Miko going to buff pre-existing Electros? Or is Yae Miko going to lead Electro into a new era by herself in the center, you know, as the DPS or something like that, along with Raiden and Sarah? I don't know. Right? A lot of these questions. What I do know is Mr. Sanzu said we're getting another Ito, and we probably would have to summon for him today. So one of you lucky winners probably is getting yourselves an Ito. In fact, we're running a little low on time. Dr. Slayer V3 with the 4.99 says, "Hey Worlds, just wanted advice on who I should pull for 2.4. I just got Ito recently and don't know if I should go for Zhongli or Ganyu." Eula main here.
Dr. Slayer V3 just made it rain. Hey Walrus, just wanted advice on who I should pull for 2.4. I just got Ito recently and don't know if I should go for Zhongli or Ganyu. Eula main.
Okay, so let's first conclude this account review. So overall, that's going to be it for this account review. Things should work on. I definitely incentivize you to, like, heavily suggest you pull for Eula on her next rerun. Especially, you already have her weapon. That's the thing. You already have her weapon. For 2.4 characters, you pretty much can just skip everyone. You don't need Ganyu at this point unless you really want her. You don't need Zhongli. You can skip all that stuff. Don't worry, Dr. Slayer. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to your question really quickly. Just want to wrap this up real quick. So overall, you don't need Venti. Kazuha, you could, but you really have limited teams you can run him in. It's nice to pick him up, though, so I'm going to say that. Look for Eula. Maybe just pick up Kazuha just in case. And then you can lean towards Kamisato Ayato. Once you have Kazuha, you can pair with, these two together. They're pretty good. Overall, those are going to be the characters. You're pretty far away from a lot of the cryo-centric teams, so you're not going to need to focus on that. All right? So with that said, go back, farm some artifacts, energy recharge on Raiden Shogun, get that HP on Hu Tao. Finally, we got clear of that whole confusion. And yeah, overall, that's going to be that. You have Diona already built. Maybe you can lean into some cryo characters. I do think they're going to be quite strong still going forward. But that's up to you and your preference in playstyle. Get Eula, get Kazuha in the upcoming reruns, right? All right. With that said, that's going to be done for this account review. So, chat. Who wants an Ito? Oh, wait. First, Dr. Slayer's question. So, regarding this, right? So, he just pulled an Ito. And now he's conflicted whether they want to either go for Zhongli or Ganyu. So, while I don't get the whole picture to your account, if you're a Eula main, I'm going to assume you have Raiden Shogun. And like I've been saying, Zhongli's role in the game has really diminished when it comes to how universal he is, because there's just a lot of really good options out there for a lot of different teams. Here's the thing, though. If you're running a lot of cryo teams, chances are you're going to realize Zhongli doesn't fit into most, if not any of them. Zhongli still is one of the best pairings to a team like Hu Tao. Zhongli is still the best shielder you can get for someone like Zhao. And especially if you run Zhongli with the Favonian's Lance in a Zhao team, it's actually beneficial for Zhao. He gets his particles fairly easily, passively with Zhongli's pillars. Really comfortable. You don't have Zhongli, you do have Ito. I don't know how well invested your Goro is, because Ito with Goro at C4 is pretty comfortable. If you don't have C4, C2 is fine as well. You can run Ito, Goro, Zhongli, and Bennett. So if you're really enjoying your Ito, I would say go for Zhongli, because the thing with Ganyu is if you get Ganyu, that means you don't get Zhongli, and Ganyu is one of the few cryo characters that need Zhongli, not because for any reaction reasons. You just want her to be protected during her charge shot like wind up animation, so she doesn't get interrupted, because that actually does take around like 1.7 seconds or something like that. It takes a second and something to fully charge up. All right, so I do think that Zhongli overall is going to be more worthwhile your time if you have to pick between these two characters. Because if you get Ganyu, chances are you're going to want Zhongli, unless you put Ganyu as a more support position. But if you ever want her to play as a main DPS, without Zhongli, you're definitely going to get interrupted here and there. So Zhongli is going to be the safe bet between these two characters. All right. With that said, chat. Yeah, Ganyu can run with Diona. Exactly. Vitor Liao says Ganyu can run with Diona for double cryo. It's fine. You can run her in Morgana team as well as a support, right? So, well, not a support. Yeah, she still works in the Morgana team. Is as a main DPS, but you need the CC. But Morgana team has really taken a hit because Venti can't CC a lot of the mobs currently in late game DPS situations. She's the main DPS in the Morgana team. But like I said, Venti has really fallen out of a lot of late game meta. For the most part, main DPS Ganyu needs someone who can shield her. But if you, I don't think, especially if he already has Ito, I think Zhongli is going to be overall the better pick. Just flesh out what you currently have as opposed to branching out and building something new before you're old. Like you haven't even fully built Ito teams yet, then why are you fleshing out into another new team when this one's not complete? You're just spreading your resources too thin, in my opinion. So getting Zhongli complete that Ito team. Yes, you are going to be missing out on a really solid character overall in Ganyu, but I just don't feel like building like 4, 5, 6 different teams is really worthwhile people's time when none of them are really like. That's where I'm at. I literally have all the teams in the game, but none of them can perform at a level where you can say somebody who's dropped $5,000-$6,000 on this game should be at, because I spread myself too thin. All my resources are all on different characters. I have like 4 different teams of level 80 characters. That's just not how you should be playing this game. It's very inefficient to spread yourself thin. It was true in the first month of Genshin. It's true now over a year later still. Stay dedicated. PS Queek is thinking C2 Ganyu worth it or C1 is a good stopping point. I would say C1, just stop at C1. Her C1 used to be, I don't know anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's still one of the most high value constellations just for the amount of stats you get from it. I've been contemplating for Ganyu rerun with Zhongli run. I want to get Ganyu to C1, maybe Zhongli to C6, or straight up just get Ganyu to C6 and become like, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's definitely been bothering me a little bit that I've spent so much on this game, yet I don't feel like I've spent this much, like I said, because I make content and I spread myself so thin in this game that all my characters are strong, but they're not strong enough, or they don't feel that strong, but they're all strong, right? All my characters hit for, like, all my DPS characters can easily hit, you know, 20k, and for their burst skills for Hu Tao, I've hit up to like 100 something k pretty easily, like even close to 200k if I really want to push it. I've hit like 60k 70k with Ganyu. I've managed to hit 100k with Kaching with her burst skill, but it just feels like for someone who's dumped that much money in this game, I should be doing a lot more. And it feels kind of bad, man. And I'm telling you guys, don't make this mistake that I made. Don't spread yourselves too thin if you can help not to do it. All right? Antonio Watkins says, how can you say they are not strong enough then? Well, the thing is, I've spent $5,000. There are people who spent no money in the game who are doing the same numbers that these characters are doing, and they're running free-to-play weapons. You know why? It's because they've spent 50,000 resin for like the last year just non-stop grinding for these characters. They're hyper invested into these characters, and I feel like it's about time I start hyper investing into certain characters to elevate my gaming experience. I just feel like all my characters hit for exactly the same damage, and it's also a nice token to MiHoYo's game design. Overall, if you look at the grand scale of things, yes, they are different, and some of them can vary in runs by like up to 20 seconds in difference, but I want it to be varied by like a minute. I want there to be a minute of difference between characters that I have, because I just love to play certain characters more than others. I don't buy resin. Naku is asking, do I buy resin? I do not. I do not. Hannes Royal, but you are not competing with anyone, question mark. That's both yes and true. I'm competing with myself. If that makes any sense. I don't know if anybody feels this way. While the game is a PvE game, we are actually constantly comparing with ourselves. Can I do this faster? Can I try with this team? Can I beat this with this team? Can I try this can I try this scenario like with the current event? Can I try this difficulty level? Am I able to do this? Am I able to do that? We're always comparing it to ourselves. I don't buy resin because I don't believe that that's a healthy way to play this game. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy that, but I personally don't. I feel like I will burn out too fast. Flowcat with the 5 stars. Hey, wow, it's great stream. When do you think you will end? I'll send you the link. Hope everyone will join me for my Abyss run today. Probably a little later. We're about to start our final Ito giveaway, right? Sanzu River? Right, Mr. Sanzu River? All right. It was a promise. If Sanzu gives the okay and says he's not trolling,
the Flowcat just made it rain.
We'll do the Ito giveaway.
Hey, Walrus. Great stream. When do you think you will end? I'll send you the link. See. Hope everyone will join me for my Abyss run tonight.
Sanzu, just give me the word. Just give me the word and tell chat it wasn't a joke and it's happening. Then we can start. Did a channel member win last time? I don't think so, right? No. Mark Allison won the giveaway. So, that's going to be 7 times luck for channel members then.
Sanzu River just made it rain. Yup, go for the Ito. I actually am considering another Shenhei and Seo later too, but for now Ito.
Listen, chat. What an amazing time to be tuning into a Walrus chat, right? When things get tough, when you felt like all hope was lost. Channel members now have 7 times the chances to win because they haven't won anything. They haven't won anything. So congrats to the channel members who are sitting in chat right now. Just know each and every one of you have 7 times that 700% chance increase. So for people in their new year thinking, hey, what a time to be a Walrus channel member, 7 times luck. All right. How much higher can we go? So the keyword is going to be Ito. I hope you guys brought snacks. I hope you guys have used the bathroom. I hope you guys are well hydrated. I don't know what kind of monsters are lurking in chat today. It might just be the casual viewers and just want to try their luck. But we're going to be summoning Ito for you today. All right. The second you win, right now you have to DM me. Right now we have to verify. And right now we're going to summon for you for an Ito. You're going to get an Ito right now. Within the next hour, hopefully, someone's going to be getting an Ito on their account. Is it going to be a channel member who now has 7 times the chance to win? Or is it going to be, yet again, a random flapper? For reference, channel members, we're currently at 243. The chat went crazy real quick. I think some people were probably half asleep and then suddenly they hear in the distance a faint voice saying like, Ito giveaway. And they bolted out of bed and ran to their computers. So remember, you got to be subscribed. This is our first giveaway in 2022. We've given away, if this is the first time you're on my channel, we've given away a ton of characters in the past. This is not the first time we're doing it. You know what? Just for you guys, listen, chat. This is how much I love you guys, all right? Just for you guys, I'm not going to even announce this. I'm not going to announce it in Discord. I'm not going to do anything. Whoever is here is here. If you happen to be here, you happen to be here, all right? So just doing my best here to help you guys have an increased chance. Just letting you guys know, sometimes if you're able to tune into a Walrus stream, you might end up getting lucky. Marcus Bollock says, if I win, I apologize. I'm a console player. As long as you linked your PS4 account to MiHoYo account, you'll be fine. I'm still going to be able to access it. They made that change quite a couple of patches ago. Oh, a member won the Shenhe giveaway, did they now? One moment, let me see. Wait, oh, it's reset. You're right. Shenhe. Yeah, it's reset. It's reset. It was Hero. Hero won the... Sorry, chat. Hero won the Shenhe giveaway, right? Hero, right here. This is the Shenhe giveaway winner. That's true. That's right. Well, never mind. We never made it to 7. It was a false alarm. It was a false alarm. But because of the amount of non-channel members entering all our giveaways nowadays, I'm gonna implement a new rule going forward for all channel members that every time a channel member doesn't win a character giveaway, this goes up. And this stays up until a channel member wins a channel member giveaway. So all the in between, the Welkins, if we get skins, if we end up getting battle passes and whatnot and other like little giveaways, it will all stay at the higher channel member luck rate until they win a big giveaway, which in this case would be a character giveaway. So I hope people, all right, I hope we can eventually, do you guys think we will be able to get to 10 times luck? Do you think we will ever get to 10 times luck for channel members? I don't know. It depends on the ratio, right? It's a channel member pity system. Exactly. Red Sauce has got it exactly right. Channel member pity system. It's for the people who are able to take that extra step and be a little more generous than they need to be, really. So getting channel member all the way to 10 times luck is like going all the way to 90 pulls but not getting a 5-star, right? Like that's like, you never want that to happen. No, channel member, Mozart is saying, isn't it 3 times luck for channel members usually? Not 2. No, it's always double the luck. So it always starts with double the luck. I've always had it at double, and only recently did I went from double to straight up to 5 times, I remember. I went from double to 5 because I was like, you know what, channel member has to win something. And then it went to 6, and then they won. So now we're back to 2. If channel member doesn't win today, it's going to go to 3. And now this is going to be something else that I have to really keep track of. All right, while you guys are doing this, I need to respond to all the DMs. Again, I responded to all of them, and then of course people have follow-up questions and stuff, and then they're back. I love how I'm just responding to DMs while chat is still going crazy. I wonder if Sanzu River enters these giveaways. Sanzu, do you enter these giveaways? Sanzu River. I don't think Sanzu enters his giveaways. Imagine if Sanzu enters, wins, and it'd be like, hey, thanks for the money. We've actually had that before, like previous wallet archons who sponsored certain giveaways ended up winning it themselves. They just threw it back though. They're like, you know what? Give it back to the like, do it again, roll again. Artham Sumbo is asking, hey Walrus, is it possible to DM you on YouTube? No, you can't DM me on YouTube, I think. I don't think there's a feature for that. Moonlight is asking, oh yeah, for people who are wondering what happened to the live stream for the 24 hours of VOD. What ended up happening was I did some research, and apparently VODs, like video VODs over 12 hours, just don't get logged by YouTube. They just stop recording it. It becomes an exclusive live stream experience. Kamikaze MMO is asking, I want to see a Sanzu River account review. We actually did one. We did one when we were summoning for his C6. Wait, who did we summon C6? Was it Eula? I don't remember, but we were doing C6 something for him, and before we started, we actually took a look at his account. Oh, was it Raiden? Oh, it was Hu Tao. Okay, yeah. We took a look at his account when we were summoning for his C6 Hu Tao. Yeah, it was pretty stacked. But of course, I think he was missing a couple, and he's like slowly building his way towards them. So. All right. We're going to be rolling here soon because we need time to also get onto their account and summon for them. Francis is saying, oh, Wars is so close to 250. Yeah, we're like 243 over 200. So 250, I'm sure we can get it. With time, I'm sure we can get it. All right. Let's pull it within maybe let's set a time for you guys. Let's poll at 53. Let's pull up 53. Yeah, for people who want to watch the horror stream, Motsar is saying, Walrus, if you announce we can get 250 props. Nah, I'm not gonna announce this one. I just want people who are in chat right now to win. Call me biased. Call me biased. I just want you guys to have a higher chance of winning. I'm not gonna announce this one. I'm sure people will be okay with me not announcing it. It was a in the moment thing anyways, right? Let's keep it special this way. All right, we have 50 seconds left. Don't worry, we're going to be hitting 250 channel members eventually. I know that for a fact. I know that there are still latent potential in this community. I'm sure by the end of this year, hitting 1,000 channel members is doable by the end of 2022. Right? I'm sure it's doable. We just have to. I just have to work hard for it. Right? It's an exchange, right? I give you something, you give me something. Maybe some good content will convince people to. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there is some new content variety on the not variety in games, but like new Genshin content formats that I want to implement onto this channel, like more recurring ones. I just tell you guys. So I'm gonna start reaching out to some content creators, like other ones. They don't have to be super big, but just general content creators, and starting a podcast. And the podcast probably will happen either once a week or once every other week. And the podcast will be discussing everything that's been happening with Genshin, potential future Genshin content. Oh, wait, gotta roll it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Hey, it's never too late. It is never too late. This is one lucky cave spider. I'm just gonna tell you that this is one lucky cave spider. Cave spider, make sure to link your YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, this very YouTube channel. Make sure to link it and DM me right now. We gotta get on your account. We need to verify it.
Sign me up.
So Flowcat, I think we've been in the talks about doing a podcast. I think I would love to have you on the first episode. Maybe we'll get one more person, so a 3-people podcast. I will send both of you guys a list of our talking and discussion points, and you guys can add to that, and we'll have it like an hour. And I want to call the podcast something like Teyvat Hour or something like that. I don't know. Is that taken? Is Teyvat Hour taken? If not, I might just call my podcast the Teyvat Hour. It's 1 hour a week, I think, just talking about everything. Like that'll include dramas, our opinions on certain drama things, Genshin changes, new character changes, meta changes. We're gonna be putting on tinfoil hats and talking about like maybe like Mihoyo Illuminati BS, that like stuff like that. The Teyvat Times, but the Teyvat Times already exists. Well, not anymore, but you know, it might. I don't know. The Teyvat Hour has a nice ring to it, does it not? The Teyvat Hour. The Teyvat Hour. Welcome to another episode of the Teyvat Podcast. The Teyvat Hour. The Teyvat Hour Podcast. I'll work on that. And I want to invite people, of course, like, Mr. Flowcat's going to come on. It doesn't have to be content creators. We might have a special episode if I could ever convince Sanzu River to get in a voice chat and just talk. Because the man is literally a pot of wisdom. So Cave Spider, what do you do? This is what you do, all right? Listen very carefully. Take this YouTube account, go into Discord, link this YouTube, this cave spider, to your Discord. And then DM me saying, hi, this is Cave Spider. I have linked my YouTube account. You can check it. And I am the winner to the Ito giveaway. Just tell me and I will get you your account information in Genshin. And then we will log in right now and summon an Ito for you. I'll keep all the gems you're saving. If you have, let's say, 10,000 gems, I'll make sure only to use extra gems. I won't use your current gems. Wait. Moonlight said, Walrus, they are adding the damn wolf to the moon tent. What's a moon tent? Are you saying Mondstadt? Muhammad Fouts Fari is asking, what about their current pity? Unfortunately, I can't get them back to their current pity, but I can save their gems. That's all. That's the best I could do. I'll get them Ito, and then we stop, and we have to stop there. But overall, I do believe it's a net win for them. They still have their gems, and they get a new character. All right, so Cave Spider said he's in and linked it. Let's verify the account here. Let's take a look. All right, is this really Cave Spider? So, yep. Okay. Yep. Oh, a fellow PewDiePie subscriber. Oh, subscribe to Uber Danger. I used to watch Uber Danger. Subscribe to Dr. Mike. Nice. Subscribe to, a League of Legends player, are you, my friend? Good. Nice. Okay, that's you. All right, verified. It's the same account. It's the same dude. All right. Let's see who won the giveaway. All right. Aren't you guys all curious as to see whether he's a Giga Whale or he's just a regular human being like you and I? I'm actually really interested. Who ended up winning this giveaway? I want to see. Orion the Cloak says, I do art. I don't mind making a logo for the podcast and being a part of it. Yeah, for sure. Like, we'll talk about the details in DMs because yeah, I think starting a podcast at this point for Genshin is a natural course of content development. There's so much to talk about. I don't know why people say Genshin is dead. I think they just don't have much interest for the most, like the mass, like the big part of the game. They just don't have interest for, which is fine. You don't have to love every aspect of it. I love talking about Genshin, as you guys could tell. For the 24-hour stream, I was able to talk for Genshin for a good 8 hours or so, right? Regarding content. I'm rolling out all the Kaching giveaways once the new patch drops. Giga whales are regular human beings, though. Cthulhu, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. Well, you're a Cthulhu yourself, Sanzu River. The man needs to change his name to Sanzu Ocean at this point.
Sanzu River just made it rain. Giga whale's a regular human being, though. Cthulhu, on the other hand, I am not so sure.
Alain is saying, I heard Giga whales don't poop. Wait, what are Giga whales, right? People who spend like what, 50,000 on the game? Are those Giga whales or are those Cthulhus? You know, when I've seen CN streamers where they literally feed like Staff of Homas to level up other weapons. Have you guys ever seen a man feed Staff of Homas to level up their weapons? Yeah, they had like the dude. I saw a streamer like he had like 2 R5 Staff of Homas, and he still had like 12 of them. So like he was like, and he was leveling up another 5-star weapon, and he was like, "Fuck, I'm out of the blue mind crystal thing, the weapon enhancement ores." And he just threw, and he was missing like a bit, and he just threw in like a couple Staff of Homas. You're like, yeah, this'll do. Dude, like when you get that rich, I wonder how much that man spends on his breakfast. Probably like 5 grand. It's so ridiculous to even think about that.
Sanzu River just made it rain. So Giga Whales are like 90s Japanese idols.
Yeah, kind of, dude. Kind of. But yeah, they truly live in different worlds than us. All right, we mere mortals should not try to replicate the deeds of these giga whales. Not giga whales. I'm sorry, the leviathans. I think Mr. Sanzu River is one of the more approachable leviathans I've spoken with. There was once I was talking to a leviathan, and like a CN Leviathan, and I was like telling him like, "Hey, I'm a YouTuber, I make content," and it's like, "Oh, nice, you make content," and I'm just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So like, how much money do you make?" And I was like, "Oh, money? It's all right. It's nothing no, true story, by the way, true story. So if you guys like, this dude straight up was like, "How much money do you make?" And I was like, "Oh, enough to survive." And I told him the number. I'm not gonna be able to publicly tell you guys the number, but like I told him the number, and he's like, "Oh, that's nice. So that means you make like this number per month, right?" I'm like, "No, that is the monthly number." And he's like, "Oh, that's not the daily number?" Like the man straight up thought the monthly income is like the daily income or something. Like he was so confused. It took me another 30 minutes to explain to him how, like, yeah, like that's a good amount of money. Like it's fine. It's not amazing, but it's like okay, content creation. And then he was like, "But how do you like eat? How do you survive? Like how do you make a living?" Like, and I was like, "Oh, I have another job." And he's like, "Oh, you have another job? Like how much you make there?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," and I told him how much I make and combined, and he was like, "Man, dude, like you, like, hey man, like that's a rough world out there, man." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, if I'm above, like I'm like a middle class salary, and this man straight up thinks I live in poverty, bro. Like I'm getting through life completely fine, and to him it sounds like I'm sorry. Like the man straight up felt sorry for me. He's like, "Wow, you work so hard, you put all this hours, you work 2 jobs, and that's all you're getting." And I'm just like, I have never felt so insulted in my life from someone who is being sympathetic to me. Dude, I was like, this is kind of awkward, but most people like this is pretty normal, man. Like this is what normal people make. And then he's like, and the conversation pretty much like slowly, I was like, okay, this man's never gonna get it. So I'm just gonna move the conversation forward, and I did. It's like, dude, some of these people are so like out of touch with us that they just don't get it. But like I said, Mr. Sanzu is one of the more relatable leviathans, giga whales that I've ran into. It's fortunate. There are plenty of interesting whale stories that I have. I even have friends I even have friends in real life who were like giga rich.
Sanzu
When I
River
went
just made
back
it
in my
rain.
day, when I went
Money
to
spent on
college.
gacha game doesn't make up the entirety of my self-esteem is all. I know the value of money.
See, this is where I think Sanzu is probably like in his 30s, I'm gonna assume. Whereas the other kid was still going to school and college. He was going to school and college. His family is very wealthy, and he also has a lot of investments placed into like passive income stuff, mainly because his family has a lot of money. So the dude was pulling in like 7-figure income just by his investments alone. His own investments alone was pulling in 7-figure incomes on top of he's sitting on his family fortunes as well. So, you know, there's no need for us to compare with those people. Like, they just truly live in different worlds. Like, those guys are dropping like 100 grands on 6 different gacha games at the same time, right? So they're like capping out leaderboards and crap. And I tried to limit my exposure to these people as much as possible. I only met that Giga Whale through a friend of mine. So an IRL friend of mine knew a dude who had an account like that. And of course he plays in CN. And I was able to talk to the dude, and the dude just like, he's a nice guy. I don't want to make it sound like he was a dick about it. He was nice. He was concerned, and of course he's really young. The kid is like barely 20 years old. Of course he's gonna have these questions and be like, "What's that?" Never worked a job, never worked a minute at a job in his entire life, and didn't know what lack of money is.
Sanzu River just made it rain. I am getting close to 40. Lol. Where did the time go?
I knew it. Mr. Sanzu River had that maturity vibe about him. It's different. I'm pretty sure eventually the kid that I talked about, he's gonna start to like understand what it all means, and he might even recall to our conversation and be like, "God damn, I was so damn immature." I like to think that. It's just, he was honestly concerned. He wasn't, at least from my point, he wasn't playing it up to feel superior. He was honestly concerned. He had questions. He just never experienced this stuff before. And he was curious as much as I was curious about what he does. He was curious about what I did. It just happens so when he takes a shit, he makes more money than most people does in a month during the time he takes a doo-doo. What are we supposed to do? So, okay, we're in this account, people. We're in. This is the account that's getting an Ito. Huanglei says, EroticWalruss, I guess you are close to 30 years. I don't know, man. I mean, girl. I mean, dude. I think Huanglei and I, like, Huanglei, can I call you like dude? Are we bros? Are we bros, gals? Are we balls? Are we balls? Wait, no, balls? No, are we balls? Are we balls? Bro, gal, pals? Are we sister? Walrus is almost 50. I just passed my 52nd birthday. But this is the account, people, all right? Let's take a look, chat. This is the winner. No Ito. No Zhongli. Does have that right in Eula, Yoimiya. Yunjin is going to, in theory, work well with Yoimiya. Arataki Ito. Hope we get one Goro. Hopefully we get one Goro. Let's see if this is a whale account. Alright, you got some Welkins. Okay, most people usually go up to like this point and they're like, I cannot justify dropping any more. I cannot. Gotta make sure how many gems he has so we don't use his gems. He has 14k. On top of that, another 14. Alright, we don't want to touch that. So he just got Eula. Perfect. So we're going to be helping him build pity. Alright? We're going to be helping him build pity. Perfect. With that said, let's get going, people. Let's get going. There is glory to be had winning a 50-50. Give me 30 pull Ito. Give me a 30 pull Ito. All right. Nung Shukai, welcome, my friend. Greetings on the first stream of the year. Welcome back. We just actually had a giveaway winner. It was a surprise giveaway, and we're giving away one more Ito right now. Let's see if we can bring it home. Can chat manifest enough? Can chat truly chat? Are you able to manifest enough? I'm going to give him the big dollar bills. I'm going to give him the big dollar bills. Come on. Come on. The big dollar bills. Is the magic enough? Is this enough? The power of the credit card. So it's 14,093 with 14 pulls. All right, I'm going to write this down. 14,093 with 14 pulls. So when we end, we have to end above that. All right? So let's exchange 10k. Let's exchange 10k. So we leave him some gems just in case he wants Kaching. Because I'm sure Sanzu River is going to be happy with that. What is the pity? The pity is at 3. All right, the pity is at 3. I'm going to turn on the audio. I know you guys all like the audio for some reason. You guys just like to suffer. But yeah, let's do 3, 4, 5. This is 4. And 5. All right. That's a Goro. Because it has to be. That is not a Goro. That is a stringless. Okay. So we're at 15. Oh no, we're at 5. Now we're at 15. That's a Goro. That is not a Goro. We are fucked. We are screwed. We are doomed. We are doomed. That is the worst omen you can possibly get. Okay. We need to change location. You're right. We need to get the hell out of here. Let's go to Inazuma. Straight to Inazuma. We're gone. We're resetting the karma. We have resetted the karma. This is gonna work. I don't know where that dude was standing, but the Feng Shui was straight up cursed. Hey! When you're in Inazuma, guess who you run into? The general. To survive hardship, you must first prepare for hardship. I'm prepared, alright. I am prepared. Another Goro. Wow. Wow. That's C1. That's C1. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, I think we used up all of it. C2? C2? We have to redo it. We have to
Sanzu River just made it rain. Barbara, Akuyo. Straight to your accoyant.
That's 20 more pulls. Alright. Oh! 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 Please. 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 That was 75. Like on the dot 75. Let's go! Yes! It's been a while since we won that 50-50. It's been a while. Scared me a little bit. Scared me a little bit. And there you go, buddy. So let's go to here. I think it was it 14? So originally it was 14,093 with 14 pulls left and at 3 pity. So what ended up happening was he got Ito and he still had like 6 extra character. He's at 14,233 with 14 pulls left. I think we did this man justice. All right, I think we did this man justice. We good? We good. All right. Cave Spider, you got your 14 pulls and maybe like a couple extra primos, and you're still at 50-50, but with a little more, just a little more. So it's 7 pity now, is it? I wasn't counting. Wait, did the man have Genesis for the skin saved up as well? One moment. If he had Genesis for the skin saved up, we have to get him his skin Genesis back. Oh, from the Welkin. Damn. $13. So yeah, there was 300. I'm gonna get him his 300 back. Probably not gonna do it on here, but gonna do it over here. So chat doesn't see my account information. I kid, I kid. I know you guys are not gonna hurt me if you got my credit card information, right? Yeah, you guys won't hurt me. You guys won't hurt me. How can chat do me harm? There's no way. I could leak my credit card information on screen right now and continue living life no problem. So there's an extra month of welcome for you right there for using up your gems. So there's that. Thank you very much for tuning in today. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I honestly, I didn't know Mr. Sanzu was gonna throw that curveball towards us, but Mr. Cave Spider, congratulations, you won the giveaway. Did that? I'm just curious, Mr. Cave Spider, did that one click of the subscribe button take that much effort? Tell the rest of the people who are not subscribed, how much effort did that take compared to what you ended up getting in return, right? Fate has brought us together today, and that one simple action, when you took that one simple action, you set yourself up to succeed. THB Nam says, I'm subscribed. Nothing yet. Oh. Cave Spider says, yo, my other account has my IRL name, so I had to switch. I've been watching a while. I've been watching for a few weeks. Okay. Okay, never mind. Not a fresh daily new subscriber. You should be subscribing with all your accounts. Actually, no, that's only gonna hurt the channel.
Sanzu River just made it rain. LifeLock CEO. Here is my social security number because I am so confident in our identity protection. Gets his identity stolen dozens of times.
Yeah. Probably not gonna leak my credit card information on stream. Red Sauce says, yep, all channel members should be happy because more luck to win other giveaways. Yeah, all giveaways luck for channel members have now officially increased. So it's increasing to number 3 times. So, hey, people, thank you for being with me. Of course, thank you to Mr. Sanzu River, Mr. Lay 7, Mr. Huanglei, Mr. Flowcat for all being around. So if you guys are still sticking around, Mr. Flowcat, are you still here? Thought I forgot about you, didn't I? Actually, you know what? The easiest way is just for me to go take a ticket like Mr. The Flow Cat. Is he streaming? I'm sure he is, right? He is! Alright. Chat. It's time. It's time for the Walrus Assault. It's time for the Tusk. I'll think of something. I swear. Alright. Next time we do raids, I'm going to be using the new raid call out. I can't think of something cool. Walrus Assault is gonna have to be it, alright? It's the Walrus Assault for now. I'm gonna think of something like maybe the Tusk Strike. No, that doesn't float. I'm gonna go away and practice this in the mirror, and next time I promise. PS Quick 2 says the Tusken Raiders. Hey, that's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool. Flap Raid just sounds. Flap Raid sounds like you want to get out of there as soon as possible. Like, it doesn't have that, you know. The Tusken Raiders. The Tusk Thrusters. I'm going to practice the Blubber Parade. Damn. You guys are way more creative than me. But head over to Flowcat stream. I'm going to be chilling in there for a little bit so we can talk a little bit over there. Just make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel uncomfortable. Ducks, erotic thrusters. This is getting more and more absurd. Goku says, Teyvat talks. That's good as well. I might start the first episode maybe next Saturday. I think I'll keep it maybe on Saturdays. Or maybe I'll start a new stream time for it. But anyways, people, Tusk Gang members, non-Tusk Gang members, go thrust your tusks. The Tusken Raiders. I like that. The Tusken Raiders. Go. Spam that in his Tusk Strike. Alright, go. Just throw whatever thing you want to say at him. Just something Tusk, something Raid, something Walrus, something. Alright? Just don't use Flap Raiders or
Freddy back there. Amber
something.
user.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. And sorry about the huge confusion regarding EM. As you can see, I'm still learning. I haven't ever done a proper EM guide tutorial for this particular reason. I probably don't have most things in the game figured out. Thank you guys for being here to fact check me and correct me when I'm in the wrong. Always a student. All right. Stay safe. Peace, peace. Bye-bye.